Even for me, I love the NBA game, but then I turn on to a game, right? And then the stars are not playing because of load management.
Yeah.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships, like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Well, some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
Shaquille O'Neal has ignited a firestorm in the NBA, directly putting LeBron James and Kevin Durant in the spotlight. Shaq openly criticized modern players for practicing load management, sitting out games despite earning tens of millions, sparking a heated debate across the league. The controversy comes at a dramatic time, especially after Durant and LeBron were recently seen on their podcast laughing off Michael Jordan's legacy, seemingly downplaying the achievements of past legends. Shaq didn't hold back in his response, delivering a brutally honest take on load management that has everyone talking. Shaq didn't stop there.
Go ahead.
So you want me to pay you $30 million to play 30 games? Hell no.
Right.
No. 80 games is fine, because I did.
Went even further, reminding everyone that legends like Jerry West, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird played night after night without fail. He highlighted a truth many hesitate to admit. The players who built the league showed up for every game, despite lacking today's advanced medical technology, specialized training staff, recovery centers, or sports science support, and they earned only a fraction of what modern stars make. Yet, they still delivered consistently. When asked if he thinks the NBA season has too many games, Shaq's answer was blunt and unyielding: nope. If we had to do it, they have to do it. No sympathy, no excuses, just facts. The older generation played through injuries, fatigue, and whatever challenges came their way, without complaint. Naturally, the modern NBA wasn't going to let that slide, and Draymond Green fired back immediately. Austin Rivers,
Jerry West did it, Kareem did it, Magic did it, Bird did it, Bernard King, like all the great legends before us did it.
pushed the conversation even further when asked about the proposed 65-game rule, an idea Charles Barkley had previously suggested increasing to 70 games. Rivers didn't hesitate, making his
What I think is actually quite bullshit myself is to incorporate something at this point.
position on the matter immediately clear. Modern players often fall back on a familiar excuse. They claim that the older generation destroyed their bodies, so why should they endure the same wear and tear? It's almost as if playing basketball while earning millions has become an overwhelming burden, seemingly justifying sitting out a significant portion of the season.
It's ridiculous. I love Charles Barkley. He's wrong.
Yeah. Well, so the older guys, they played all the games.
That's cool, man. And now they walk around and their fucking knees touch.
Even Nikola Jokic weighed in, expressing his belief that forcing players to participate in every game is wrong. Jokic's comments basically admit that he doesn't want to be on the court if he doesn't feel like it, a mentality that Shaq is directly criticizing. Shaq has a point. While modern players complain about their workload, they are earning more than any generation before them. The average NBA salary now exceeds $10 million, with max contracts approaching $60 million per year. Yet some players sit out simply because they feel tired after a few consecutive games. The timing of Shaq's remarks made things even more interesting. Around the same period, Kevin Durant and LeBron James appeared on LeBron's Mind the Game podcast and subtly took shots at Michael Jordan. Not outright, but the message was clear.
I mean, definitely forcing players to play. We saw what happened with the Joel, but it's something that probably league wants to. I don't know.
Durant began discussing the challenges of longevity and the difficulty of maintaining peak performance year after year. LeBron immediately laughed, and the camera captured the moment. Both he and Durant clearly knew what they were doing, portraying Jordan's retirements as if he had quit on the game, while implying that LeBron's own longevity proves greater toughness or commitment.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships, like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Well, some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
LeBron then added a dismissive remark about the sport itself, saying, just basketball, as if the game were something trivial and unimpressive. That's how LeBron described the very game that
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
made him a billionaire. The game that gave him everything. In contrast, Michael Jordan never spoke about basketball so casually. When asked about his mentality, Jordan said, "That's the difference right there." Jordan never treated basketball as just a job or a game. He treated
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% all.
it as everything. His teammates saw this dedication up close. One of MJ's former teammates shared a story from Jordan's second year in the league.
Coming to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year. He was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games. Wow. Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so he's like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit up? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit? I gotta be there.
League that perfectly captured the mindset that set him apart. Jordan himself described his mindset early in his career, providing a clear glimpse into the drive and intensity that would ultimately define him as one of the greatest players in history. But Durant and LeBron weren't finished
I twist my ankle, and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you know, you twist your ankle, young fella, come over and sit with me. You know, this is, you need to. I said, no, man, I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. You know, I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact.
Respecting Jordan's era. On the podcast, LeBron continued, bringing up the triangle offense. When asked why it's no longer used, he offered his perspective, further downplaying the strategies that defined past champions. LeBron essentially argued that today
to try to run the triangle offense right now, it'd be very challenging, just because how the game is played and also how defense is covering.
His era is more advanced, complex, and challenging than anything Jordan faced. He didn't stop there. He went further, questioning the importance of ring culture in basketball and challenging the notion that championships alone determine greatness. This is LeBron James, the same player who built super teams in Miami and actively recruited stars to Cleveland and Los Angeles. Suddenly
it's funny, I don't know. I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport and why it's the all be all of everything.
Acting as if championships don't matter. Why? Because he knows he can't match Jordan's 6 rings, so he's shifting the conversation toward longevity and statistics instead. Meanwhile, Larry Bird shared a story that perfectly illustrates the mindset of the old generation. Bird understood something that Durant and LeBron seem to have overlooked. Basketball isn't about preserving yourself for a 20-year career. It's about giving everything on the floor every single night. Diving for loose balls, defending until you can't breathe, and doing whatever it takes to win. That mindset is why Bird played.
Garth Gilmore told me one time, he played for Chicago, he said, if you expect to play a long time in this league, you better quit mopping up the floor. And I thought, well, he's crazy, because that's what basketball is all about.
Played only 13 seasons, and why Jordan completed just 13 full seasons. They pushed their bodies to the limit because winning mattered more than longevity.
Play basketball 2.5 hours a day, 3 hours a day. Right? That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours? I mean, to me, that's when you should be preparing for your next day of work.
In contrast, LeBron has recently admitted that he's considering load management for himself. When asked whether playing all 82 games is still a goal, he responded, LeBron is already making excuses, subtly preparing fans for the games he plans to sit out.
You know, the fans are there that watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck, right?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me and I want to shut him up. So if the guys are coming to watch me play, I don't want to miss that opportunity. Now, physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it, and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different level.
This season, Jordan, in contrast, had a completely different philosophy.
Well, it shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. You know, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. The fans are there that watch me play. I want to impress that guy.
That's what set Jordan apart from everyone else. He understood that being an
There's no way I was gonna take load management when the guys I named yesterday are Kobe or AI, Paul Pierce, Vince, so those guys come into my building.
NBA player is a privilege. You're paid millions to play a game, and the least you can do is show up and give your full effort every single night. Jordan took that responsibility seriously. When asked specifically about load management, Jordan's response was clear and unequivocal. Even Tracy McGrady, who played in a more recent era, recognized and embraced this same principle. McGrady understood that sitting out against legends was a sign of disrespect to both the game and the competition. Durant's casual comment about Jordan playing baseball, however, completely ignores the context behind Jordan's 1993 retirement. And that context changes everything. Jordan didn't quit basketball out of boredom. That summer, his father had been murdered during a robbery. James Jordan, the man who had pushed Michael to greatness, was gone. At the peak of his powers, Michael stepped away from basketball to honor his father's memory and pursue the shared dream of playing professional baseball. So when Durant joked about Jordan playing baseball with a smirk on his face, it wasn't just ignorance, it was outright disrespect, reducing one of the most painful moments of Jordan's life to a punchline. LeBron, sitting there laughing, implicitly agreed. It's also important to note that Jordan's retirement didn't come after a first-round playoff exit or a humiliating finals loss. He retired after winning his third consecutive championship, accomplishing something no Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, or Isaiah Thomas had done. A three-peat, all while grieving the loss of his father. Now consider who's making these comments. Kevin Durant, often criticized for quitting, joined the Golden State Warriors in 2016 after losing to them in the playoffs. A team already featuring Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. That move is widely regarded as one of the most spineless decisions in NBA history. Since leaving Golden State, Durant quit on Brooklyn, demanded a trade, struggled under pressure, and then moved to Phoenix. And yet he has the audacity to call Michael Jordan a quitter. Then there's LeBron. When things got tough in Cleveland the first time, he left for Miami. When the Heat started to decline in 2014, he returned to Cleveland. When that didn't work out, he left for Los Angeles. Every time adversity arose, LeBron found the nearest exit. Michael Jordan never chased longevity. He chased perfection. Every season, his goal was simple: maximize his own abilities, elevate his team, win championships, and dominate on both ends of the floor. Over 15 years in the league, though only 13 full seasons, Jordan won 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 10 scoring titles, and earned 9 all-defensive team selections. That's not just impressive, it's near perfection. Now consider Kevin Durant and LeBron James combined. Together, they've played 39 seasons. Nearly 3 times as long as Jordan's peak. And what do they have to show for it? 6 championships, 5 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs, 5 scoring titles, and 5 all-defensive selections. In almost 40 years of combined play, they accomplished less than Jordan did in roughly a decade. Twice the time, half the results. Shaquille O'Neal recently called out LeBron James and Kevin Durant, not just for load management, but to remind everyone what real legends look like. Shaq, Jordan, Bird, and Magic didn't make excuses, didn't sit out games, and certainly didn't laugh at the previous generation. They honored the game, respected the fans, and showed up every single night. If you agree with Shaq about load management, hit that like button. If you think modern players need to start respecting the game again, drop a comment and share your thoughts. And for more in-depth breakdowns exposing what's really happening in basketball, make sure to subscribe, because this conversation is far from over.